in the age of Pisces, of illusions and things, we kind of went off belief. We went off what we were told, and we kind of just had to have faith and believe it without necessarily knowing. So in this new age that we're in, it's almost like an age of knowledge, of where we're constantly getting new knowledge. And I believe that we get the knowledge as we're ready for it. It don't all just come at one time, but it's like, as spirit know that you're ready to receive, you get little trinkets. And that's why it's no destination, it's no rush. Take your time, patience. But because we must know. But in order for us to know, it has to be knowledge, it has to be truth, and we have to resonate with it in order to even create the vibration within us. So for instance, in the past, especially if we're going to talk about church, they tell you, give with a joyful heart, give and it shall be given unto you. But the thing is, the people gave out of fear. They gave out of, this is what I got to do in order to make it to heaven. Versus saying, no, when we truly understand universal law, we know that the intention and the vibration that we give out of is abundance. It's out of joyfulness, because we know that we're the creators and that there's more to come to us as we give out of this purity and this intention. So it's just like the difference between knowing and belief. And a lot of people think they're the same thing, and it's no. When you know, you know. And it's not that you just know from an intellectual, but you know from a spiritual sense.
That's a great example, because when we're talking about, remember I talked about your actions, your vibratory frequency, and what you know. So the universe does not care about who you give something to. All right. The universe doesn't care. As long as you are controlling how you're giving, the universe, the law says it has to come back to you. So for example, instead of walking into the light company with an attitude like, I'm sick of paying these lights, y'all are charging too much, y'all ripping us off, you instead of that energy, when you walk in there to pay that bill, know that those $200 or whatever amount you're paying on that bill are currency. All right, so you paying this bill, that's an energy. What kind of vibratory frequency are you putting on this bill when you pay it? Are you showing gratitude? Because as long as you show gratitude, that $200, by the law of compensation, it's got to come back to you many times over. The universe doesn't care who you give it to, as long as you do it with a giving and kind spirit. So you giving this funds, you're doing it with a high vibratory frequency, and then you know the law is real. You know it. I don't believe it. I know how the universe works because I've seen it over and over again. All of us have seen it. We just didn't recognize what we were seeing. Yes. So now, when you do this, now you paying this bill and you are doing it on purpose. You are saying, I am so grateful for these lights. Without these lights and these electricity, I couldn't talk to wonderful Jessica here, Divine Wisdom. Without this lights and electricity, I couldn't do all of these other things. I am grateful. I'm grateful that I have the funds to pay this $200 for this bill. And by law, I know the universe has my back and I'm going to return it. Thank you, universe. Now you have controlled your future, your third dimension. With those actions and those thoughts, your vibratory frequency, now the universe is going to respond differently to you. Woo. Does that make sense?